If you are thinking of sending your child abroad, watch the following videos.
My bro, what's your name?
My name is Peter, sir.
Peter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are you from?
From Nigeria.
When did you come to Canada, bro?
2023 December.
And what was your experience when you came?
I came in as a student. I was doing good, but all of a sudden, my dad, who was my sponsor, fell sick. He got stroke. So they were not able to support me again. I became homeless. And
So you're homeless right now?
yes, sir.
How old are you?
Just 25 years old.
25 years old.
Do not come here on your own without having someone that will guide you.
What do you need the most right now?
Shelter will help me the most.
Are you in the shelters right now?
No,
Warming shelters?
no one shelter.
They're open.
I don't know anyone around here.
Okay, after this I'm gonna tell you.
When I was my future, I was able to finish with school.
You did?
I did finish.
Oh, okay.
When I want my future to go back to school, just be successful and get out of this. It's not easy.
What if your family sees this video?
If they see this video, especially my mom, she'll be surprised.
You're here alone. Of course you're gonna struggle, bro. You know what I mean?
I know.
Don't think that they will hate you. Do you know? That's your family, bro. They'll love you no matter what, you know?
Hold on to hope because it's dangerous to lose hope.
Simi, where are you from?
Nigerian.
What was it like when you came to Canada?
When I came to Canada, I was going to school in Hamilton, so it was pretty good. And I was in boarding school, so it was pretty good.
Did you come to Canada alone?
Yes, I did.
No family.
I applied by myself to come to Canada, which was really difficult. And yes, I came to Canada by myself.
Okay, and so how did you end up on the streets?
It's a long story, but it's mostly because I invested in business. I invested in a business idea that failed. I was in Children College just down the street.
Wow.
And I had a fashion business. And, yeah. And also the housing, like the change with housing prices in Toronto. Also my mental health, anxiety. I struggle with anxiety. And so working a 9 to 5 is quite difficult. So I'm trying to figure out what to do and how to balance myself. There is an issue with housing. You know, it's not so much detox, it's not so much hospitals, it's not so much like the mental health, like the therapy. It's more so housing that there's issues with.
Wow. So are you currently homeless?
I'm working on it.
So what are your thoughts on Canada?
Well, Canada is a good country, but for those thinking you come here, you make money and everything, it's not as easy as you think. You would make it eventually, but you can't just think it's going to be easy. You'd really work hard, and it's going to, because there are a lot of Canadians too who are not having it easy. A lot of people here in debt. A lot of people who even moved from Africa here as well are not doing good, and one like me, I'm having it very tough right now. It's never been this tough for me. I used to do delivery before, but to get by when I got my work permits this year, but now it's really tough because I lost my phone and the e-bike I borrowed was stolen as well, and now I owe the person about $700. Yeah. So.
And you came to Canada alone or with family?
Yeah, I came alone. Like my mom sponsored everything. My parents actually, my dad actually supported a little.
And when you talk to them now, like, what are they saying to you?
You know, the thing is, my mom would still have been able to support me, but after the COVID, like the borders were closed, and her main source of income is import and export. She also deals with agriculture, but I don't even like to disturb her because I know what she's passing through back home herself. Like, she had to even sell her car. So I don't like to trouble her. I know if she had, I don't even need to ask her. Like,
Now, these videos are really breaking my heart. I just want to applaud many parents who have sacrificed and who are still sacrificing to have their children, you know, to send them abroad, setting them up for success, but they are actually setting their kids for destruction. Now, you may ask yourself, what do I mean? Yes, there are some parents who have decided they want to send their kids abroad, and they will do anything, whether it's selling the land they have, the property they have, whatever they have. Is it to borrow money to send the child abroad? They are doing so many things just for their children to succeed. And I feel like many parents are not aware of the challenges which these same children face when they reach abroad, and the same children as well, because they just want to leave Africa, any country which they are. They feel like, as long as I cross the border, as long as I land, I am going to be fine. But it's very sad that some and many of our children are getting into these situations, and you may ask yourself, why? How come? How is it possible? So let's get into it. Now, first of all our pockets are not the same. Yes, everybody wants to japa. Everybody feels like the grass is always greener on the other side. We have so many parents who can afford. Of course, some people, they have the money, and their kids, they are set up for life. Even to do school is just to mark a register that I went to school, I went to university. Otherwise, their lives is already sorted. Fathers or their parents have already set up success for them. Now, this video, I'm talking about some of the parents who have really tried, who have struggled to send their kids here. Now, so many challenges that these children are going through. Now, there was a survey that was made by international students at one university, which said 55% were at risk of anxiety and depression. Another study that was recently made said 64.4% are at risk. Many people are not ready to hear about the challenges they will face when they land. Let's talk about them. First off, the financial stress. Most people rely on their agency's information, so they will push them, they will encourage them. Even if they have financial problem, they are not stable, they will tell them, don't worry, by the time you arrive in Canada or wherever you are going to secure a job and you'll be able to pay for your tuition. And some family members as well, some parents will encourage you to go as well, even some friends. Now, this is the time that those who are not financially stable, some parents will borrow money, will do everything, sell properties, sell assets, land, houses, cars, so that they can just secure that tuition and also the startup for the child. And by the time the child goes wherever is going or lands, they will be able to support themselves. That is what they are told. The second one, apart from tuition, is the rent, accommodation. Apartment, mostly here, whoever is in charge of the apartment wants to see that, are you able to pay my rent? Some can ask you to pay maybe 2 months or 3 months in advance, and some, they just want to see your credit score, they just want to see your paycheck, which all these things as an international students, they don't have. And if you don't have anyone, maybe a relative who is willing to take you in, or maybe a friend who is willing to take you in, it's going to be so much difficult. Then apart from just the rent, you also need to buy food. Food price. Prices have gone up that in some places so many students are relying on food banks. And we also have transport. Come is so much easier for you if you're in Canada to be mobile. Why? Because just today, winter like this, buses take long. So these kids must have proper clothes to wear, which is going to help them keep warm. They are going to need transport, and sometimes they are late. Maybe imagine they've missed a bus, and then they have to wait for another 30 minutes for the second bus in that cold. So another alternative is, instead of using the bus, you now start using maybe Uber or Lyft or taxi. This is an expense that some people, they don't budget for. Another problem or challenge that I also find is healthcare. Now remember, if you are an international student, you have told the authorities that you can take care of yourself. So it also includes all these health issues. Getting sick and you need to go and see the doctor, and guess what? Just for an ordinary Canadian, just to see a doctor, you need a family doctor. If you want to do a walk-in, yes you can, but sometimes they are full and you have to wait.
I just spent 3 hours waiting for the doctor.
But then here's the thing, everything that you are going to do with the doctor or anything concerning your health care, you are going to take that money from your pocket. If you need to call an ambulance, you are going to pay for it. If you need to go and see the doctor, you are going to pay for it. If you need x-ray, if you need medication, anything that you are going to need concerning health care, you are going to take care of it. Now, a student here come and this person is alone, no family, no friends. They are going to make it on your own. You need support. Whether the issue as well is just loneliness. Being lonely, coming here and you're alone is very hard. Can you imagine that? Okay, for example, I also have a family, but it gets lonely also thinking of home, because you get overwhelmed with work, you get overwhelmed with so many things. Now imagine this is a student and they are trying to settle down. They are thinking of their schedules, and these schedules start thinking about finishing and covering all your assignments. And then apart from that, maybe the month is almost ending. You are thinking of how to get rent for the next month, how to get food for the next month. You are trying to look for a job, and the job is not just coming up into work. Some have to go to jobs, so you don't even have time to relax or to rest. The Canadian government only allows students to work 24 hours in a week. Now you can imagine that money is what they have to use to cover the bills, the rents, and also saving for the next tuition, because remember, these are the kids who didn't even have a surplus. They only had what they had, thinking they will make it, or they'll work, they'll find job when they learn. Sadly though, some of the companies or employers, they are taking advantage of these students because they know they are desperate. All they need is something to get by. So it's taking a toll on their bodies, on their strength, and on their mind. Back home, maybe the parents are waiting for their child to send money so that they can cover the debts, and also everybody looking up to them. Now, not only the students are looking for work, but we also have Canadians who have been putting resumes and not getting a breakthrough. Also, some who are being laid off. So career stress is tolling on everyone here in Canada, and we have people who are fortunate to have jobs, but unfortunately some of them are still looking. Over the years, we have seen so many international students now, they start associating with bad friends. To do. They can't feed themselves, they can't pay rent, no job is coming up, it's very hard, and they start going into doing drugs. Imagine for some students whose parents have used all their savings, get into debt, sell their properties to send this same child here. How is this child going to start calling the parents that I have failed? As an African parent, you will say, no, you have to persevere, but it's only because you don't understand the level of stress that these kids are going through. Now, here is my advice. Please, before you start planning to pack out, you start planning to go somewhere, pray about it. Secondly, don't be pressurized to make any decision. Just because friend A is going or friend B is going, it doesn't mean you should go too. Consider the pocket of your parents. You as a parent also check your pockets very well. If your child comes to abroad, have you sat down and wrote all the costs, everything that you need, all the expenses? Will you be able to cover it without you breaking your bank or going to borrow money again? And because some of the youths, they just want to leave Africa. They don't care how or what is going to happen as soon as they land. All they want is an exit plan. I just want to leave. I have to make a better life where I am going. So they consider the flight money only, and they tell themselves, when I reach there, people will not leave me on the streets. But sadly, people are leaving you on the streets. The government cannot take care of you because you said yourself in your application you will be able to take care of yourself. The Nigerian community here is trying their best to help these students, and these are not the only ones. There are many of them who are on the street. Sadly, because they are on drugs, they are not ready to leave the street because they are using very strong drugs. But if you know any of these two people and their relatives back home, please be sure to notify them, to tell them on their situation, because probably they are wondering what is happening to their children. So please guys, share this video. On this channel, I do talk about anything family and also about living abroad, especially in Canada, the challenges that we face, the challenges that parents face, and so many others. So if you're interested, be sure to click the playlist and see my other videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you are on your way to Canada, we say welcome.